Well, here's an easy and fun Father's Day gift. How about taking Dad to the movies?
James A. Molnar, our buddy from the Toledo Free Press, is here this Friday with a review of 22 Jump Street. I was a fan of the first one. You said, I could leave it or take it, but you really like this second one.
Yeah, you know, I think they really get a good groove in with this movie with kind of the buddy comedy starring Channing Tatum and Jonah Hill. And this one I like because they make fun of themselves. There are constant jokes about being in a sequel and, oh, well, we have to add, you know, more money and more budget. And so let's take a look at the clip here. And so you have, this one is funnier. It's slightly more believable and rational, although, you know, you have to kind of suspend your disbelief a little bit. In the last movie, we saw them going back to high school undercover to kind of figure out what's going on with a drug ring. And this time they're going kind of the next logical step to college. And so you have Officer Schmidt and Jenko going undercover and figuring out what the kids are doing in college. And it's kind of, there are some funny moments in this movie. Actually, there are a lot of funny moments in this movie, one of which is multiple students saying, aren't you guys look like you're 30 or 40 and you're in college.
Right.
And they're like, you know, well, we bloomed early, we failed a few times and whatnot. And it's really funny. And some of the funniest things that you've seen in the trailer actually are only in the first few minutes of the movie. So they save some of the hilarity for the movie. So you're actually not getting too much of a preview.
So this doesn't really fall prey to the whole, you know, the sequel is never as good as the original.
I think this one is better.
Good.
And if you like the first one, I do recommend seeing the first one just so you get all of the in-jokes, because they kind of reference the first movie. But if you haven't seen the first movie, this one you could probably get along with not necessarily seeing the first one.
I think I'm going to have to see it. I don't even think I've seen a movie with Channing Tatum. I'm going to have to see like what the hype is all about.
You haven't seen Magic Mike or The Vow or any of White House Down?
She's shaking her head. No.
I'm out of it.
Well, I see 4 stars there, so obviously
yes,
you really
I'm giving this 4 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed it. It was funny. It is raunchy, rated R. So you know, if your dad is not the is a stickler for
that my dad would not like that. I like raunchy, but my dad probably would.
So you know, don't blame me if you take your dad and he's
all
not.
Right, fair warning.
We did not do this.
Okay, you have 2 more.
Yes, and of course, if you want to take the kids to the movie, only 2 animated films are coming out this summer, and the one is How to Train Your Dragon 2. We saw it 4 years ago with kind of bringing Vikings and dragons together on screen, and so you have 4 years later, you have the now grown-up 20-year-old Hiccup. Yes, you remember training dragons and figuring things out.
Dragons.
Yeah, it's about dragons and Vikings getting along in the world.
It's really good.
And then it's good for the kids. It's a kids' movie.
Yes,
really
absolutely.
And it's a cute name, How to Train Your Dragon. That's very creative.
Yeah, I would recommend your kids to see the first one. And the second one is getting just as much good buzz as this
And what's that one?
Sequel. How to Train Your Dragon 2.
Oh, the second one. Yeah,
yep.
Yeah. Okay.
And also there is a romantic drama coming out this weekend called Words and Pictures, starring Clive Owen and Juliette Binoche. So there you go. You have all different genres for this weekend. And go see Edge of Tomorrow if you haven't seen that yet, or Maleficent.
Good suggestion. I agree with that.
Yes.
James, thank you for joining us this morning.
Have a great weekend.
You single folks getting all that movie time. I wish I could go, because I only get to see Frozen and Rapunzel.
I've seen those too.
These two have a bromance that all Hollywood are talking about it. So it's not surprising that this would be a great movie.
Yeah, it's very bromantic, as you'll see on the cover of Entertainment Weekly this weekend. And yeah, they have some great chemistry. And honestly, that's one of the things. I don't even have to tell you about the plot because honestly, it doesn't necessarily matter. I mean, in the trailers, you've seen some interesting things with an octopus and Jonah Hill's face. That's just the first 10 minutes of the movie.